Bonjour, monsieur. Hoe kan dat? Wat zullen we vandaag doen? Ik weet het niet. Wat wil jij doen? Ik weet het niet ook. Working with other cultures internationally. Well, if you're going to be doing something like this, I think it's probably a good idea, perhaps, if you've done it before. Typically, I think Americans don't realize the huge cultural differences that you can find even in familiar countries like France, Switzerland, Holland. I lived for 3 years in Holland, and while I was there I learned the language, and that was great. But when I first moved to Holland, it was like I was this great big tree who had had its roots chopped, and I just was dropped in the middle of the country. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't look anything up. I couldn't go shopping. Unless someone helped me, I was pretty much helpless because I didn't know the language and I didn't know the way the Dutch did things. So it took me a pretty good while to integrate myself into the culture, learn the language and this sort of thing. And I think if a person is thrown without an experience like that headlong into trying to adjust to a new country's manners, a new country's customs, it can be pretty disorienting. Now, if you take a person like me, since I've already had the experience of getting used to a new country, learning their culture, living and working in their culture, learning their language, I understand some of the challenges that you face when you're trying to do this again. And it doesn't mean that that understanding is going to make the process effortless. It just means that hopefully it'll make it so that it's easier to quickly adapt enough to be effective. And I think that that's one of the most important things because you want to be able to hit the ground running.